Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Krusty back with another video, and as you guys can see by the title and thumbnail of this video, I'm going to be doing my live weekly breakdown analysis for my top few pairs that I'm looking at for the coming week of February 13th through the 17th, 18th. So basically Valentine's week. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe down below so that way you guys can see any and all future content related to this one. And also be sure to leave a thumbs up if this video did help you out in any way, shape, or form, so that way I know and it motivates me to basically post content out like this one alone for completely free. And also, if you guys have not yet joined my free Discord, I have that link down below in the description. So if you guys want to be a part of a great community of traders, be sure to join in down below. Like I said, it's completely free, no subscription charges at all. So yeah, anyways, with that all being said and done, let's just get straight into the actual breakdown of things. I am only looking at 4 pairs for this week, just because of all the other pairs that I'm looking at. They don't really seem too interesting. Like I said, I always pick the ones that are the most highest probability, and these are definitely the top 4 pairs that I'm looking at. So anyways, with that being said, let's just go ahead and just start off with gold and start with a top-down analysis as where gold is at right now. There's no doubt in my mind that right now we have continuously been making new higher lows on gold, starting from all the way down here. You can see we have the start of a new trend starting from down here. You can see the low, we got the new low, we got the new low, and then we got the new low. And also, it looks like I can draw out a trend line from this point on. So price has been respecting this trend line since all the way from August 9th, so last year, and it's just continuously been scaling up and up and up and up. I'm expecting gold to potentially have a break past 1865 all the way up to right around the 1925 area, because that is going to be the next psychological level after it breaks 1900. But I can definitely expect gold sometime before the end of Q1 to hit 1925, 1920-ish range. Now, looking into the short term right now, weekly close completely bullish and above all of this sloppy resistance. So the next thing that I want to scale into is a daily time frame, and I want to see where gold is at right now. I can definitely expect some sort of a retracement where price is at now, because if you look back at previous history, look at where gold is at. It is at a very strong level of support and resistance. As you can see, you got support, you've got support, 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 resistance, 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 support, resistance, and now gold could act as a resistance. The probability of gold blowing past this specific structural level is very unlikely, just because of the fact of how strong it is. There is a possibility, but it would be highly unlikely for gold to break past that point. So what am I trying to say here? I'm expecting gold to potentially sell off for this week of Valentine's week, just because of the fact that we had a complete bull run all the way up here to this specific point right here. And also, it literally ran up about 370 pips, which is absolutely absurd within just one day alone, starting from right here. I remember I tried calling a signal right here around this general area. No, was it right? It was right here. I tried calling a buy right here and literally got stopped out by just a few wicks, and we completely missed this entire move. But it's completely fine. Things like this happen within the markets. Now we just got to react and adapt to the market. So like I said, the next thing that I'm expecting is if gold can hold this level as some sort of a very strong level of resistance, I could potentially look to sell. One of the biggest things is I want to see some sort of a head and shoulders pattern or double top pattern within this general range, showing me and confirming that there is a loss in momentum within this trade, because price can very easily give you some sort of a retracement all the way back down to here and rebuy back up, right? So short term, if you want to take buys from this level right here, looking back at previous history, it acts as some sort of support. You can take a buy back up to this specific level, look for the double top, and then take these sells all the way back down to the weekly level or this specific structural level right here, right? So short term gold, I am looking for sells as long as we can get some sort of a double top confirmation. And I am looking for buys as long as price can come down to this specific structural level and hold it as a support. So I'm 50-50 on the trade. It's either price comes down here, I look for buys, and or I get the other structural pattern and look for shorts to this specific level, right? But until then, we're just gonna have to wait and be patient. More or less, I'll probably not trade on Sunday for gold, just because of the fact that anything could happen on Sunday. We don't really have a confirmation for it quite yet. Now, that's gold. Let's look at GA and where price is at on GA right now. GA is very interesting as well. Looking into our weekly level, I can definitely say that I'm very much so bullish on the market as well. You can see price has literally just been in a bullish market from this point on. You see the high, we got the low, we got the higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we came back down and made a new higher low. And notice how price closed above previous resistance now acting as some sort of support. So looking into GA, I'm definitely bullish on where it is at right now. Now let's look at our daily time frame and scaling onto the daily. On the daily time frame, we are kind of forming some sort of a head and shoulders pattern, if you want to call it that. You can see the left shoulder right here, you got the head, and then you got the right shoulder. But notice how price, or actually double top, you can see the left, and then you can see the right, and then you see the neckline. Price closed above the neckline and also above this level of resistance. So the next thing that I could expect is for GA to basically hold this specific structural level of resistance as some form of support to then potentially target all the way back up to these highs right there. So the next thing that I'm really waiting for is for price to give me some sort of a new higher low structure on the lower time frames, potentially break out of that specific level, give me a retest to then take a long position all the way back up to there. Now, if I wanted to be a little bit more aggressive on GA as a whole, I could definitely look for a new higher low within the lower time frames. And let's just say it gave me a retracement all the way back to here. I'd set my stops down below all of this right here, and I would want to target, like I said, my overall target would be all the way up there, making us a nice almost 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio, just depending on how you target it. So I'm definitely looking only for buys on GA. I would not be looking for sells on GA until we break past down below this structural level of support and also trading below this structural level of resistance. Until then, I am very much so bullish on GA. I'm only going to be looking for buys and for some sort of specific break within this general resistance. Looking into it right now, we do have the higher low on the 4-hour. Now it's just really getting that sniper entry on the 30-minute time frame. So that's my entire analysis for GA. I definitely want to only be looking for buys to potentially all the way up to this level before maybe catching a sell and or wait for a breakthrough of this specific structural level and continuation, right? So just a break, retest, continuation all the way back up to the next key level, which would be 1.95 thousand. But until then, we're just gonna have to wait and be patient. Definitely looking for longs within this general area to target to this specific structural level right there. Now, actually, let me change the color of this to yellow. And then now looking into GU is very interesting as well. It has been holding this structural level of resistance very, very nicely. Looking into the daily time frame, you can see prices generally tap this general area multiple times. You can see it acts as some sort of support, and then we get a little bit of sloppiness, resistance, a little bit of sloppiness, resistance. And look and notice how this daily candlestick closed. We had a very nice push to the upside, breaking these highs, and then the sellers started, taking control. With GU, it can be very, very tricky taking either a buy or a sell just because of the fact that you can see from a bullish standpoint, you can see prices making new lows, new higher lows starting from this point. So you got the higher low, you got the higher low, you got the higher low, and you got the higher low. Notice price literally came back up, gave you a retracement of the new higher low. And then right here, we did fail to crack above that high. But notice how now it is wedging, creating a new higher low, higher high, higher low. And now we're continuing on. Price could potentially bust out past that zone and potentially make a new higher high. We just have to wait for some sort of retracement back down to previous resistance to then take another long position if you wanted to be aggressive and take a long position down here, because you have all the confluences in the world to take a long position where price is at now. We are trading above our SMAs. We are at a very strong level of resistance and support level, holding as a support. This could potentially be the new higher low, and we are also tapping this specific trend line. Now, if I wanted to take sells on this specific pair, I would literally wait for price to break below this structural level of resistance and support, retest this level to then target all the way down to this wick right here, and my overall target would be all the way down here, because as you guys know, any trend line taps, you target A, B, C, D as TP1, TP2, TP3. So this would be my A, this would be my B, this would be my C, and this would be my D. Now, TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, right? But obviously, if price is going to be right here and I'm going to look to take entry right here, this would potentially be my TP1. We can have like a minor level of TP2 right here, because obviously you can see some sort of resistance and support. And then my TP3 overall target would be all the way down there, right? But until then, we're just going to have to wait and be patient if I really want to take the sells. Like I said, if I wanted to be aggressive, I would definitely want to take a long position right here. Whenever market can give me some sort of a bullish engulfing candlestick and or variation to just continue on back to the upside, right? But Aside from that, very last pair, let's look into GA, starting off with the bigger time frame and starting off with the weekly. So looking into the weekly, right now we are at a very strong level of resistance, and notice how price tapped this specific structural level and failed to close above it yet again. Scaling into the daily time frame. Actually, before we get into that, looking into the weekly, we have made a new higher low right here from this point on. So price can very easily give us a little tap and then a continuation, because if you notice, it broke these specific structural level highs. Looking into our daily, this is where I wanted to continue on. You can see price literally made this low, made the high, made the higher low, and now we are making the potential higher high, because notice how price closed above this general level of structural support, resistance, a little bit of sloppiness, and now acting as some form of support. So next thing that I could really be expecting is, look at this. You can see price is just respecting this trend line multiple times. We got the A, we got the B, we got the C, and this could potentially be the D. And notice how it closed above this structural level right there, like I said. So if I want to be aggressive on GJ, I would really just wait to find a new higher low within this structural level. So we got the continuation, some sort of a retest throughout session, and then target these highs right here. And if I really wanted to swing GJ, the next psychological level would be 160 all the way up here. I can definitely see GJ hitting 160 within Q1. So we got half of February and then the entire week or month of March. So this is definitely probable of GJ hitting 160. I am very much so bullish on GJ alone as a whole, just because of the fact that structure is following so nicely within the daily and the 4-hour time frame, right? So the only time I would ever be looking for sells on GJ is like just with GU, I would want to wait for a break, a retest of previous levels of support, resistance, support, for them to continue all the way back down to target our levels of whatever tap the trend line. So A, B, C, TP1, TP2, TP3. So this would be my TP2, because my TP1 is always my 1-to-1. TP3 would be somewhere in the mix of this, because there would be minor levels of support and resistance, and then my overall target would be all the way down to here of my 153, which would also line up with some sort of a psychological level. Now, that is all the breakdowns that I have for today. I am bullish on GJ, bullish on GU, bullish on GA, and then on gold, I am kind of 50-50 on both. I'm neutral. I could go for sells and I could go for buys. But it's just waiting for a little bit more confirmation. So hopefully you guys did get some value from this video. We have been catching some awesome moves lately in the Learn and Earn group. As you guys can see right here, we had a phenomenal week 1 on February. We did have a few losses on week 2, which was the week that I'm recording this on. We had a loss on GU, we had a loss on GU, and then we had another loss on, no, this one was gold. We had a loss on GU. This one was the one that I was telling you about that we literally got stopped out by just a few pips before price completely ripped up. We lost on GU, which was this one right here. Very stupid stop line. And then another GU, and then this one was GU longs. We took a first initial entry on Tuesday, and then we took a scale-in entry on Wednesday. Ran us up about 190 pips, making a 7%. So overall for the week, we did make about 5.25%, if I'm doing the math right. That is a very, very good week in my books. Regardless of the losses, that one win literally made everything up completely. So you guys want to be a part of the Learn and Earn group, where I send all breakdowns as to why I take each and every single trade, and obviously alongside with signals. Be sure to check out the link down below. And also, if you guys have not joined the free Discord, like I said earlier in the video, definitely be sure to check that out. If you guys have any questions at all, be sure to message me on there or drop a comment. If you guys did get any value from this video at all, be sure to drop a thumbs up, and also subscribe so you guys can see any and all future content related to this one. I appreciate you guys watching till the end, and if you did, comment GU to the moon. I can see GU hitting 1.4 before this year, not even before the year ends, before Q2. So GU to the moon if you made it to the end. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.